Hi guys, today we are going to talk about a very interesting tool of Microsoft Excel. Although we have used it a lot and maybe we are expert in using that. It's called data validation. Yes, it is available in data ribbon of Microsoft Excel in data validation, and it's a very common tool, and what it is being used for is to create a drop down to make a selection in a specific cell, and obviously it can be referred to a set of data, a single column, a single row, or it can also be referred to a column of Excel table. We know that, and in that manner it makes it dynamic. So all of these are well known to most of the users of Microsoft Excel. So what is different that we are going to discuss today? Let us take the example of a financial model. Once we create a financial model, there are a set of assumptions which we need to select for creation of cash flow model or projections. Let's take the example whereby we have two set of data. One is the product category and the other one is the products themselves. So let's assume that there are two product categories like furniture and electronic equipment. And then we have the subcategories or the products themselves. Sometimes there is a requirement that we first make a selection in our financial model with respect to the category, and then there is a second drop down whereby we have to select a product. And if these two drop downs are not connected with each other, then you can select furniture in the first drop down, and in the second drop down you will have all the electronic equipments appearing and also the furniture items or furniture products appearing in them. So is there a possibility that if we select furniture in the first drop down, we only see furniture items or furniture products in the second drop down, and if we select electronic equipment in the first drop down, we only see electronic equipments in the second drop down. And once there is a change in the first drop down, for example, we change it from electronic equipment to furniture, then the second drop down cell becomes blank. So this is what we are going to achieve today. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel up till now, do subscribe to it and also click the bell icon so that you get all the updates upfront. So this is the data we are going to use. Let's explain this data first. The first row of this data contains the product categories or the headings. So this is stationery, and below each heading you can find all of the product names. So for toys, these are the toys, then we have the brand and toiletries and so on. Now, what we want to do or accomplish here is that we want to have a drop down of product categories in this cell, and once it is selected, what we want to do is to have a drop down under the items of only the product category selected over here. So let's first create a drop down just in a simple process. Select the cell, let us go to the data ribbon and click on data validation. Again we are going to apply a list here, and for the source we know that the first row is the one which contains the product categories, and in this way it's a simple process of creation of a drop down list in any cell. So press OK and we can go to this simple drop down icon or arrow just beside the cell in which we have created the data validation, and we can see all of the product categories here. We can select any and it will be filled into the cell as contents of the cell. Now here we want to have list of products. So let us select this one, go to data and click on this one, and again we are going to apply list. Let us first select only the items or the products under stationery heading and press OK. We know that it is not going to automatically pick all of the items from other categories, but let us see whether it works or not. So we have, let's say, stationery selected. Yes, we can select any of the items from the stationery, but let's change the product category to brand, and we should be able to see items related to the brand. But since these two drop downs are not connected with each other, we will not be able to have the connection here. First, we need to tell Excel that all of these constitute a stationery product, and then all of these are actually toys. So we know that there is a naming convention or naming tool available in Microsoft Excel whereby we can select a set of cells or array and then change its name. We can do it from here. We can name this as stationery and press enter. And you can see that as soon as we select all of the items, it will say that it's stationery. But if you have so many lists in your dataset, then the manual process will take a lot of time. So what you can do is you can select all of the list one by one with the help of control key. Now the second one, and control key is pressed, third one, next one, and the last one. So I have everything selected here. There is a shortcut key to tell Excel to convert these lists into names is Control Shift F3. So it will ask as to which row contains the category name or the name which we want to define. So it's the topmost row in each of the selection. Press OK and let us see whether it's done or not. So I have selected toys, so toys it is, it's locomotive. And if you want to do any changes into it, then you can go to formulas and there is this icon here, define names. Click on this one and you will have the name manager. Click on the name manager and these are all the names you have created in this worksheet. Let's see if for the second drop down we refer to the item or contents of I5. So what will happen? Let's go to the data validation again, and in place of the range I want to refer to the product category selected in I5. Press OK. So let's see if it changes or not. So toys. So it only contains toys. So there is a very interesting and useful formula which can be used in data validation, which will help us return the items under the product category selected over here. So have this selected, go to data validation again, and here we will write indirect and just have the cell reference in parentheses and press OK. Now let us see the magic. So if I select locomotive, it has motorbike because locomotive only have one item in it. Let's go to toys now and see if we can have the list of toys here. So yes, we have the list of toys here. So in this way we have made the second drop down dependent on the first one. So there is still a problem that needs to be solved. And what is that? Once I select any other category from this drop down, the selection or the previous selection under the items is still the same. Although once I hit the drop down, I will be able to see the new products. But if I do not make any selection, it will give us the wrong item for the products category we have just changed. So we will take the help of Visual Basic and I have the code written. You do not need to worry about that. I will supply it along the video in the description and you can copy it from there. So this is the code we need. You can see that it says that if the target dot address is I5 which contains the product category. So what it means is that if it changes, then it should clear the contents of cell I8 which contains the item selected. Otherwise, it should not change anything. So let's copy it and you can press Alt F11 or can right click on this sheet and view code, and you have to select this sheet, double click on it, the sheet in which you want to have this changed. Now paste it. We have I5. if your cell are different for drop down of product and items, you can change it. Otherwise, if you are following my sheet or my sample worksheet, then it should be the same. So it's I5 which contains the product category and I8 which contains the item name. Now it's done. We'll just have to close it, save it. Now let us make a change in the product category and see if it clears the contents of items. So toys and items is cleared, and let us go to the drop down again. We have the RC excavator. Let's change it to electronics and it's cleared again, and we can select fans. So in this way we have made it foolproof for any financial model, and there will be no anomaly in it even if someone has changed the product category by error or by chance. So these are the few things which you need to learn to make your work error free and make yourself more efficient while using Microsoft Excel, especially when you are building financial models. And if you want to have full Excel mastery, then you can go to my complete course on Microsoft Excel, which is Microsoft Excel from scratch to pro. It's live on Udemy. So many students from multiple countries have already benefited from it. So the link is given in the description to this video. Go and check out.